Thank you for taking the time to learn more about MOS 3.0, or the Medical Office Software Simulation, found in Medical Assisting MindTap courses. MOS simulations are available for both front and back office skills, and offer both training and assessment modes. Students access the trainings by opening the MOS training folders and selecting a training activity. Students will get brief information and can click Start Assignment Now. MOS training activities will begin with the Getting Started wizard. You can click Skip this tour. This is a simulated version of an EHR resource or electronic health software. Over on the right-hand side in the green column, students will have their instructions step by step for what they're doing in this assignment. They also have access to any source documents, whether it's a telephone interview or another EHR resource. For telephone interviews, students can listen or read a transcript.
Good morning, Wellstone Medical Group. How may I help you?
I would like to make an appointment with Dr. Gill.
Have you been to our office before?
Students can print out resources or download the file or zoom in to get a closer look. These resources can move anywhere on the screen, so students can look at them while they're working within the simulated software. Training modes include hint options, which will pull up the toolbar or the next place the students should look to complete that task. Students can click Save at any time to save their work, and should click OK to note that it's saved successfully. Students can also include the size of the text of the instructions and have access to a calculator. This FYI option will give students some quick, helpful information that might help them with that task. Clicking the hamburger menu allows students to always get back to the Getting Started tutorial, review learning objectives for the assignment, or key terms related to this task. Because this is a simulation, if students click somewhere that's not going to help them in the training, it will tell them that it's not needed to complete that step. Students will be able to add patients, schedule them, and work with insurance billing and coding throughout the course, as well as filling out common forms. Students will also get instant feedback to be able to see what they should do to get a correct answer in the training mode. As students are working through a training, they can always click Solution, and it'll ask them if they're sure that they want to view the solution for this step. They can always reset or retry it on their own. If I click OK, it'll show me the solution for this task. After students complete training assignments, they'll also have auto-graded assessment versions, which will not include those hints or solutions. Students work within the same scenario and have access to their source documents, but no hints or solutions. They're being timed the entire time they're in the assessment, and once they complete the assessment, they would click Submit. And now their grade will go automatically into the gradebook. Students and teachers can view an activity summary report, which will show the number of steps that they walked through, the number of those steps that they got correct and incorrect, which ones they skipped, the total amount of time taken, and their overall score. Teachers can then walk through every single step, see the status, the amount of time that step took, as well as a detailed list of the user actions. Any actions that were correct or needed for the task will appear with a green check mark. Because students are working in a simulation of the software, everything they're doing is also being recorded. Teachers can view a specific step that a student skipped or got incorrect, and can click the playback button, which will show a video of everything that the student did within that part of the task. Teachers can quickly pause or replay the video to use this as a tool to explain to students what they got wrong. On the teacher's side, they can view these reports by accessing the Progress app on the right-hand app dock. When the Progress app opens, the Home tab will show recently submitted assignments. If I select that assignment, I'll get a list of all students who completed it with their score and the number of attempts that they had. If I select that student, I can then extend the due date to that individual student if I've assigned one. I can add comments to communicate some notes to the student. I can edit or remove their score, delete their attempt, or view it. When I click View, the attempt will appear on the right-hand side. Clicking Detailed Review allows me to open the full clickstream report and access any of the recordings. Within the Instructor Companion site for your course, under MindTap Tools, teachers have full access to the MOS 3.0 answer keys. The answer keys open as PDF documents with a step-by-step instruction on what students should do to complete each task. Teachers can also see a full list of where MOS 3.0 simulations fall in their course by opening the MindTap Educator Guide. The MindTap Educator Guide will list all of the interactive assignments found throughout the MindTap course, including MOS 3.0 simulations, as well as Learning Labs, certification review, videos, and so much more. From the top grid that you'll find on here, you'll see quickly the chapters where MOS simulations live, what they are, why they're valuable, and the standard score setting for each one. Scrolling further down this MindTap Educator's Guide will show you where every single individual asset lives per chapter of the book. Within MindTap itself, teachers can edit MOS simulation assignments, move them, or hide them by turning on the Edit toggle. This allows you to hide any assignments you don't want students to see, or edit them. You can also edit at a batch level if you want to assign availability and due dates to many MOS simulations at a time by selecting the box to the left of the group of assignments. This brings out the orange batch editing bar. Click Batch Actions, and then you can decide to hide a group of them, edit the dates, or the settings of all of these simulations at one time. From a batch edit, you can change all of these from practice to graded so that the grade will automatically appear in the gradebook, or change the possible point value. By selecting one simulation at a time and clicking Edit, you can change the description or add to it. You can set availability and due dates, change its location in the learning path, or click View Activity Options. For MOS simulations, you can change the activity name and description. If students have already completed the activity, you won't be able to edit these settings. Instead, you would have to go into the Progress app and delete that student's attempt before any students have attempted any of the simulations. You would be able to change whether or not this is graded, the max score, the number of attempts that students have at that simulation, and the score strategy, whether that's the most recent attempt, an average of all the attempts, or the best attempt out of all. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about MOS 3.0 simulations found in Medical Assisting MindTaps. You can always find us at ngl.cengage.com/CTE.